Yo, Tony V back. Got the mega review on the Detective Comics. 1,103. That's incredible, man, to get that high up on there. But we are dealing with The Courage That Kills, Part 3. I'm really enjoying this story. It is totally worthy of talking about. And this one is going to display Batman and his detective skills at a pretty high level. It's a very tense, layered issue. You know, you have Batman who's infected by this virus that erases your fear. Imagine that. Fear is really a survival mechanism. It keeps you from doing things over the edge, and you'll see some of that on display where you could really, actually get yourself killed. And they have examples of that in here of some people that were in development of the virus and got infected by it. So that survival mechanism really, once it succumbs Batman, he'll just get reckless and then most likely just collapse. But he goes to Metropolis, and a note of coloring. The colors are they're bright and sharp, which really reflects the hope that this could bring. It gives you that feeling of there's more of a hope instead of the dark, muted colors of Gotham. And you'll see that. I mean, if you read the story arc, you will see that transition to the colors. Like, just check it out. Like, very bright, vibrant. And Batman actually passes out. And I mean, this is just what a badass this dude is. It's like he figured out where he literally diagnoses himself within seconds of waking up from passing out. That is just, Tom Taylor's writing in this, the narration, it's really good, man. I am enjoying it. And Mikel Janín is really matching that tone. So this is a very great ride. But yeah, just that narration where he diagnoses himself, very detailed diagnosis too. However, there is a reason why he is in Metropolis, and it's not Superman, believe it or not. He's looking for Lois Lane. He needs her journalist skills to further solving what is going on. And we'll see the antagonist later. But what's important right now is this is not a slugfest book. This is very much a detective book, and I love detective stories with Batman. It's really a nostalgic thing as well, where when he leans into his detective skills, it can be such a great read. And love the paneling, like the cinematic kind of matches like the disorientation that our hero is going through. But you have Lois Lane there providing an anchor. See the colors, very bright. I mean, that's extremely bright. So you have, oh man, I can't say enough about the coloring in this book, where it just shouts hope. But then you get to these muted colors with Batman. Even at night, it's more brighter than usual. That was done intentionally. A great job by the colorist. Who did colors on this? We got to shout that out, man. That's an important piece of the work. Oh, wow. It's Mikel Janín. So there you go. A complete masterpiece that he's putting together here. And I love how he also puts the character of Batman, like his facial features, really are detailed and reflect, as you can see there, what he's going through on the inside. Like, you really look at him and he is battered and he is sick. So they need to get in the Star Labs to question somebody to get the information they need, and Lois Lane steals the show. Batman wants to do it his way, but she's like, just let me do this. I got this. And she does. She uses her investigative qualities and skills to get where they need to go. Batman even tries it. And this is where she steals the show. She's showing that she is the anchor that he truly needs in this moment. And this is a detective story, at the heart of it all. So they're getting what they need. And this is where you get into, and Lois Lane figures this out, that this thing is a virus that takes away your fear because of these isolated incidents that she knows of, and she puts it together. So that Tom Taylor did an excellent job with that narration to show off her investigative skills. It's really great writing. So they have the information they needed was this guy right here. The details of the information, so what she's doing is there anyone left alive that was connected to Project Courage was the name of it. And she gives a name of somebody who has agoraphobia. And wouldn't you know it, he has been infected. Someone with agoraphobia, I'm very familiar with that. And it is very debilitating where, you just can't leave. And it's a mental thing. So if you were given something that would take that away, it would be so liberating. And you would want that. However, you will see that it's a very deadly thing to have when you take away that survival mechanism. Fear will keep you from doing some stupid things. And Intergang, that's kind of cool to see them. They are in the mix. Batman, with how sick he is, and I love the cinematic paneling, the detective work where I love it when Batman narrates to himself while he's doing stuff. And I love the focusing in of what he's doing. That's great. I just love that type of detail. Yeah. And so the suits, they are powerful, of course, but he disables them the way Batman does. So our guy here that worked on the project, he was actually, they thought Intergang was there to kidnap him, but he's actually working with Intergang, which is not good when you have a virus that could be spread or leveraged in a way that bad guys do with things like that. You guys know the deal. So he thinks he can make the jump from one building to the other, and it's like, Batman's like, nah, it ain't happening. But also Batman, I believe he is succumbing to some of that. He just leaps on after him. And he mentions this internal narration that he has. There are safer ways and less painful to do this. He admits he's being reckless, which means, yeah, it's starting to happen. And you get this, this countdown pressure that's narrated very well, where it really mirrors real world anxiety about a time-sensitive crisis with a contagion, of course. And just losing your fear really destabilizes you, where you can't function properly. So yeah, and here's more of that pressure where he's telling him, like, hey, you're going to be contagious. So you have 2 days. So that's really the window of this story. There is a suggestion of a cure. So they need to find this journalist or a private investor behind the Project Courage, provided files that suggest there's a cure. There's actually a component in what he's analyzing with what they took from him, the contagion, where he recognizes it, and there's something in it that is very unique, and it turns out to be something Jonathan Crane has played around with. And that is the Scarecrow. Go figure, the villain of fear pops up in this storyline. I love it. So he's supposed to be in everyone's favorite vacationing spot, Arkham Asylum, but he has been broke out and captured. And here we have our antagonist. I believe it's the White Lion. I could be wrong. It is the Lion, though, but it seems that he has some kind of conflict with Crane where I think he did something to this guy that made him the way he is, or he developed this vaccine, or not vaccine, but this contagion where he can fight the Scarecrow, or I don't know. It's not really fight, right? He's already got him where he wants him. But, and if you notice, well, see, he's got like a mask on. I thought maybe this guy was contagious. So you're still not, that's still a mystery, a hook that'll keep you going. But he is like mentioning that, I mean, he is clowning the Scarecrow too, just telling him he looks stupid in that mask. So something happened here, and we'll get a reveal, I'm pretty sure, the next issue. And look at that artwork right there. That is fantastic. That is a niblet. Totally love it. So he has 19. So you have this clocking mechanism, which adds to that tension. You need to be reminded of that so it keeps the tension going. Like, okay, can he do it? What's he got to do now? You start like, I actually was doing it in my mind. Like, okay, he's got to go where? He's got to do what? He's got to figure out what? It's brilliant. I really love it. I do love how Lois Lane was used as a pretty prominent character in this issue. Yeah, the Lion. I want to say they call him the White Lion. I don't know. Maybe it's just the Lion, but that's a great new character. He's fleshing out really well. So, to wrap things up, it's a smart, character-driven issue. It really emphasizes the detective work, and it has a lot of psychological tension. And the human relations are, on spectacle truly with Lois Lane and Superman, and the relationship with Crane and this Lion character. So you got a lot of stuff going on there. And you combine, the art of Janín, and I can't get over the central role Lois Lane has that really makes this a memorable entry into this arc. I think this is an essential part of the Courage That Kills in this story arc. It deepens the stakes. It expands the cast meaningfully, which I think that's important as well. Just don't introduce people with no meaning. And it reminds us that Batman's greatest battles are with his mind.